Where in your life do you or don't you have or see freedom?
Well, we have freedom all around us at the moment in this country because we can do virtually anything we want that's within the law. That's what freedom is about, having the right to do what is normally acceptable. So, yeah, the fact that you're sitting here in a room now without anybody supervising or telling you that you have to do this is voluntary. So that's what freedom's about. You are able to do things without being forced to do anything. The only people that I know that don't have freedom in this country at the moment are people who have broken the law and are actually in prison. That is the only sort of environment that we should have and do have in this country where freedom is restricted.
What about, for example, the Supreme Court just ruled sex and gender to be the same thing, so transgender people, they've sort of been erased. What do you think about that?
Again, that is something that comes down to each individual. Unfortunately, like everything in this country, people with power try to put their own ideas onto population. Transgender has got nothing to do with race or anything. It's whatever you feel inside. Now, you can't class everybody by how I personally feel. You've got to allow everyone to have their own personal feelings. Unfortunately, as a country, we still don't have that. We are getting certainly more and more open, but there are countries in this planet that don't allow that type of freedom. So we are very fortunate that in this country at this moment in time, you have most of that freedoms.
Does judgment from society restrict your freedom to present yourself how you wish?
Again, judgment to me is something personal. So if you worry about something, if you worry about how people are going to see you, you're never going to achieve anything yourself because you're worried more about what they think than about what you think. It's more important that you, as an individual, find what you want to do and believe in that and go with that. Never mind other people's judgment. That will, if you listen to that, that will only drag you down. So believe in yourself and what your own feelings are telling you. That's what you should be following.
How do you think freedom has changed since World War II or in your lifetime?
I don't think freedom has changed. We've had the last 80 years of freedom because of those two world wars and because of all the men and servicemen who died to give us what we've just had. As an ex-serviceman, I'm disappointed to see the problems that are arising out of people in power who think that they can control other people and other nations. I'm a believer in discipline. You have to know the difference between right and wrong. And you don't have to look far. You see that in all aspects of life. If you wonder the basics of right and wrong, what's happening in Ukraine is wrong. The other side of Ukraine, that is just pure bullying tactics. That gentleman wants something that belongs to other people. He's causing an awful lot of harm, killing thousands and thousands of people on both sides, all for greed. He's looking for, well, it is just purely greed. He wants minerals, he wants a land, and that's wrong in this day and age. That's why we fought wars 80 years ago, 100 years ago. That's why people stood up and fought against the German regime then. So we have to do the same. That's a freedom that we strive for and that we've had in this country for the past 80 years.
How do things such as race, gender, disability, age, sexuality and wealth affect you or other people's freedom?
Well, that's a nice question. But again, it comes back to why would any of that affect you? Why would it? Unless people are trying to force you to go down any one of those paths, that shouldn't affect you at all, because you should be believing in yourself and what you are. Race, it doesn't matter what colour of skin you have. You cut that skin and we all bleed. We've all come from the same source. So yeah, race doesn't matter. They'll speak a different language. That is the only difference in the hardship that we have in this day and age. Understanding how we talk. An example, I can have somebody ring my phone and they're down London or south, and it's somebody from, maybe not an immigrant, but somebody who's been born in this country, but they're speaking with an accent that I can't understand. Now that's unfortunate, and that's happening more and more. But if I go back to my days when I left Aberdeen with a very Scottish accent. Aberdonian is a very fast, quick tongue. I had to adapt and change to get people to understand me because I was looking for employment. The same thing is happening now, but instead of with me looking for work in England, it's people coming from all over the world, coming to this country, looking for employment. So it's the language that we have to change. I have to be able to listen more to what they're saying, but I find that difficult because sometimes the language that you're using doesn't sound anything like the language that I'm speaking.
Can you tell me about a place or places where you feel free?
Since retiring, I'm not an indoor person. I want to be out and on my feet and doing things. So I grow begonias. I grow anything I can from seed in my garden. And that's where I can find that peace of mind, where I am totally free and relaxed because I'm doing something that gives me good pleasure, nice pleasure. But at the same time, this is yesterday. I played a game of golf yesterday, 18 holes. It's the first time in 6 months, no, maybe not, 3-4 months that I've actually managed to play 18 holes. But I played some of my best golf yesterday for years. Don't know why, it's just one of those things. It clicked, it was something that was nice. The sun was nice, the wind was nice. Things just flowed, and because you were in that nice frame of mind, it just happened. So for me, personally, my personal freedom is gardening, is my golf when I'm out there, and then depending on how my grandchildren are treating me, sometimes those boys do give me a little bit of freedom, but I'm getting too old now. I can't pick them up anymore, so they pick me up. So yeah, those are the 3 areas for me: grandchildren, gardening, golf.